Hey guys, Corey here with Prepared to Thrive. Thanks for tuning in. So Thrive in this video, we are going to show how to process and make your own milk kefir. Milk kefir is a probiotic dairy drink that is loaded with probiotic goodness and all kinds of stuff that's good for the gut. Just do a quick search on YouTube for the human microbiome. They can tell you about it way better than I can. So this video is about making milk kefir. So what you need a strainer, you need raw milk. You don't need raw milk, but preferably if you want to get the most benefit out of it, live enzymes, everything's still alive in here, hasn't been pasteurized, raw milk. So if you live in a state that has raw milk, good on you. Take advantage of that and make yourself some milk kefir. Now this has processed for about 3 or 4 days, so we're going to do the reverse. We're going to process it first, then I'm going to show you how to make it. So to process it, basically, there's the culture of bacteria that's in here. We're going to extract that from here. Then we're going to strain it. We're going to get it out. Well, you will see what we're going to do here. So this is a very interesting leathery kind of texture. And what this mostly is the fat from the milk. You know, the cream rises. So that's exactly what's going on here. So go ahead and just throw that in the sink and then put this, what you're getting out of these little kefir grains that are in here. They call them grains, but it's really bacteria. It's not a grain at all. And you can kind of see it right here. And it's very stringy. And there's some of the grains right there. You'll be able to see them a lot better when we rinse them off. So we'll get through this fatty texture layer here. And it almost has a consistency of like really thick tapioca. Especially the grains themselves are kind of tapioca-ish. And this fat on top is really thick and creamy. It's something else. It's very elasticy. So basically, now it looks really gross and dirty and everything, but imagine yogurt, plain yogurt, and then scoop that yogurt up, or not scoop it up, but shake that container up really good with the plain yogurt. And that's kind of the texture that you're going to get with milk kefir, homemade milk kefir. So right now I'm just pulling it out. This has been quite a few grains in here actually. And every time you make it, you're going to grow just a little bit more and a little bit more. And of course I wash my hands before I get started here, but it's kind of a dirty process. But if you can see on the other side here, what I'm doing is I'm just coming in and I'm getting all these grains out. Now, a lot of them float to the top, a lot of them float to the bottom. And you'll be able to see this really well once I get them all out. And I'm trying not to get all of the kefir with it. I'm just trying to sift through and just get these grains themselves. Now these ones are a little bit harder than the ones on top. Really interesting. I know this probably looks really gross, but it's good for you. It really is. This bacteria that's in there, it's a good probiotic for you. And it's almost, imagine the yogurt. It's got the texture of shaken up plain yogurt, but slightly tangy, like a fermented kind of taste to it. Obviously, because it is fermented. So I'm getting as much of the grains as I can. And if I leave some in there, no problem. You can swallow and drink these grains, no problem at all. Alright, so I'm going to rinse my hands off here because it's pretty ripe. Now, with regular temperature water, not too hot, not too cold, I'm just straining through and I'm getting the kefir off of these kefir grains, which aren't grains at all, again, but that's what they call them. And this is quite a bit. It's kind of cottage cheesy, right? So there it is, and they're all just kind of individual, just loose, hanging around. Now I'm going to dump them in a new jar, and you want to use glass whenever you're fermenting things like this, because plastic has a lot of microscopic scratches that can hold bacteria. And although this is a culture of bacteria, we're not in the business of growing bacteria we don't want to grow. We're growing the good kind of bacteria. So we've got our grains in here, and there's a ratio, a perfect balance ratio with grains and milk. I just grab about, I don't know, what is that, a quarter of a cup? And look, we're gonna have a lot of milk on here, and I should probably be saving this cream for something else, but there it is. And personally, I would never do pasteurized milk with this because you're just not going to get all the benefits out of it. But I'm putting in about half a gallon here. Get a little more. Cover it up. Put a lid, it needs to breathe, and then set it to the side. Leave it there for about 2 or 3 days, and you've got milk kefir. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sweatshirt really dirty because it's all over this jar right now. Normally I'm not this sloppy, guys, but I'm doing it for you. You're welcome. So I'm just gonna fill this up. Now, me personally, I am not gonna drink this warm or room temperature, although it's totally fine, but it tastes so much better when it's in the refrigerator. So I'm going to go ahead, wipe this all down, grab a lid, throw it and rinse it off. I spilled it everywhere. And place it in the refrigerator. And then I'll drink, 2 or 3 cups a day. And feed that good bacteria in my gut. So look it up, the human microbiome. Now you know how to process and make your own milk kefir. Save for pennies on the dollar anything you buy in the store, and anything you buy in the store is not going to be as nutritious as this. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.